Well, hello and welcome back to ASSEN in Holland for the 1989 staging of the World Team Ice Speedway Championship. Well, after day one, we see that Russia have got an 8-point lead at the moment. They're on 34 points and looking pretty promising to make it to their 9th title in World Teams Ice Speedway in the 11th staging of the Team Championship. Well, as the riders come round on parade on day two, we start off with Finland, who are currently lying in 4th place on 21 points. Jarmo Hevasoja scoring 10, Erkki Akko on 6, and Peter Nebo on 5. That's the trio representing Finland. The next trio on parade are Sweden, currently lying in 3rd place on 25 points. Erik Stenlund, top scoring for them, on 16 points. Per-Olof Serenius on 2, and Sven-Erik Björklund on 7. Serenius and Björklund will be hoping they don't suffer any engine problems in day two. What a treat it was to see Erik Stenlund back on the ice. Well, the next team on parade are Czechoslovakia. They're represented by Bronislav Frank, who scored 8 points on day one, Tony Krasowski 11, and Stanislav Dijk 7. Well, the next team are the current leaders of the pack, the Soviet Union, on 34 points. And can we say already with one hand on that trophy? Nikolai Nishenko, of course, the current world champion, on 12 points. Vitaly Druskic on 10, and Yuri Ivanov on 12 points. Well, I think it's best to describe their team riding is one of the best things on day one. Well, the 5th team on parade are the Netherlands. Their representatives are Gerrit Rook, he scored 2 points on day one. Cheat Butsna scored 9, and Robert Munnekum scored 3. And that is the trio who represent the Netherlands, currently lying in 5th place on 14 points. So there we are, just to recap for you. The USSR on 34 points, Czechoslovakia on 26, Sweden on 25, Finland on 21, and the Netherlands there in 5th place on 14 points. So still all to ride for the top 4 teams. Finland no doubt want to get into that top 3. Sweden want to take 2nd and even push Russia for the top. Certainly plenty of good action to follow over the course of the next 20 heats. So let's go straight into the racing now with heat number 21. So here we go then with day two of this World Team Ice Speedway Championship from Assen in Holland. And the 4 riders there coming out for heat number 21. It's Sweden versus Finland. In red is Erik Stenlund, his partner in blue will be Per-Olof Serenius. And for Finland, in white is Peter Nebo, and in yellow and black is Erkki Akko. So Stenlund gate 1, Nebo gate 2, Serenius gate 3, and Akko gate 4. This is heat 21. Starting marshal calling in, Akko closer to the tapes. The green light's now on, bikes rev, and day 2 gets underway, and it is straight away Stenlund who roars into the first bend, followed by the rider in blue, Serenius. So looking good at the moment for Sweden. Akko and Nebo in 3rd and 4th place respectively, but it's Stenlund who leads the pack. Stenlund driving round into lap 2. His partner Serenius, who suffered terrible problems mechanically on day 1. He blew a complete hole in his piston in his number 1 machine, which can be very painful. Erkki Akko now comes up to 3rd place. Peter Nebo tailed off in 4th place. Akko now coming up to try and get underneath Serenius, and that's the points are going to be fought. Stenlund is way in front, but it's a battle for 2nd and 3rd place. Serenius just holding on at the moment. Akko back in 3rd place, 1 lap to go in this opening race in day 2. Serenius now beginning to pull away from Akko. Round the final 2 bends to take the checker flag. It's Stenlund that wins. 2nd place is Serenius on the line. 3rd place is Erkki Akko for Finland. So Sweden start day 2 with great success. 5 points to them means that they now go on to 30 points Finland get just one. They're now on to 22. But there we see the winner, the convincing winner, back to fine form. Erik Stenlund in red is the winner of heat number 21. So heat number 22, which features the Soviet Union versus Czechoslovakia. Nikolai Nishenko red. His partner in blue is Vitaly Ruskic. And for Czechoslovakia, Bronislav Frank white and Tony Klotowski in yellow and black. The Soviet Union currently on 34 and Czechoslovakia in second place on 26. This is heat number 22. Tapes rise and away they go, and it is the rider in blue, Ruskic, who drives into the first bend. Nishenko is tucked in behind him, so it's the Soviet Union pair who head for home down the back straight. These two were involved in some great team riding on day one. Nishenko looks over his shoulder, sees Ruskic is there, but he can't afford to make too many mistakes because Klotowski is not that far behind. Frank is out of contention at the moment in fourth place, but Klotowski is making life a little bit difficult for the Russian pair. Ruskic first, Nishenko second, Klotowski third with 2 laps gone. They know exactly where each other are. Ruskic takes the outside line, Nishenko tucks inside it, but look at Klotowski. 1 lap to go now. Can he put some special human effort in to try and split this Russian pair? With these 5 points, they'll be even extending their lead here in Assen in this team final. Around the final 2 bends, Klotowski tries to make up ground, but it's Ruskic who wins. Nishenko in second place, Klotowski third. So the Soviet Union get 5 more points, and that puts them on 39. Czechoslovakia get the solitary point, they go on to 27. But it's the team riding of Vitaly Ruskic there in blue who wins the race, and Nishenko, who was in red, who get them second, they get the 5 points. And Soviet Union looking good in heat number 22. So heat number 23 features the host nation, the Netherlands, versus Finland. Jeet Botsma will ride in red. His partner in blue is Garrett Rook. And for Finland, in white is Urkiako, and in yellow and black is Peter Nebo. The Netherlands currently on 14 points, and Finland on 22. And all to ride for Finland in this particular race. Nebo in yellow in gate 4, Urkiako in gate 2 in white. Look out for those two as the tapes rise. Green light goes on, the tapes rise and away they go. And it is Nebo and Ako who drive round the first and second turn. Botsma is in third place. What's the most consistent point score for the Netherlands on day one with 9 points. But it's the 2 Finns at the moment after 1 lap who are in front. Nebo and Arco together as they drive around the bends. Botsma back in third place. Nebo with the inside line. Arco on the outside in white. 2 laps gone. Finland with 5 points at the moment if they can stay in this position. Nebo drifts slightly wide, but Ako is tucked in behind him. It's a long, long way back to the man in third place, who is Jeet Botsma for the Netherlands. As they take the flag for 1 more lap in heat number 23, it's Peter Nebo still just in front of his partner, Urkiako, but a long, long way then to the man in third place. They've just got to take it very steady around these final 2 bends for 5 points for the Finnish team. They come up to the checker flag. It's Peter Nebo that wins. Urkiako is in second place. Jeet Botsma gets third place for the Netherlands. So those 5 points for Finland put them now on 27 points. The Netherlands are on 15, and that already beats France's total last year in the Grenoble final, so congratulations to them. But it's a good win for Peter Nebo. He bounces back to form in heat number 23, and the 5 points for Finland is a good result in heat number 23. So here we go then with heat number 24, which is a battle, we could say, for second and third place at the moment. It's Sweden versus Czechoslovakia. Tony Klotowski there in the red helmet colour, he will go into gate number 1. His partner in blue, just coming into caption, is Bronislav Frank. He will be in gate 3. And then for Sweden there in white, the former world champion, Erik Stenlund. He will go into gate 2, and Per-Olof Strenius in gate 4. This is the lineup for heat number 24. At the moment, Czechoslovakia on 27 and Sweden on 30. Pauline Bronislav Frank a little bit closer to the tapes. He's now happy. The tapes rise and away they go, and it is Stenlund in white and Serenius in yellow and black for Sweden, who come out of the second turn in front. Kwiatkowski in red is in third place at the moment, so it's looking pretty good for Sweden at the moment. But Serenius, of course, suffered terrible troubles with his engines on day one. He'll be a little bit conscious of that engine underneath him at the moment as he drifts slightly wide there, but Kwiatkowski can't make up any ground at all. Stenlund is in control of the situation for Sweden at the moment. Serenius is the man who's got to do the work. But it's fair to say they're beginning to pull away from Klobo, Tony Kwiatkowski in third place, and Eero Bronislav Frank tailed off in fourth place at the moment. So Stenlund, who we sadly missed in this year's World Individual Championship after that freak accident in practice in the individual quarter-final in Frankfurt, how sweet it is to see him back to winning ways here in the team final in Assen, around the final two bends of heat number 24. He comes up to take the checker flag. It's Stenlund that wins. Second place is Serenius. In third place on the line is Kwiatkowski for Czechoslovakia. So Sweden already with 5 points in heat number 21, get another 5 in heat number 24. That puts them on 35. 1 for Czechoslovakia. That puts them on 27, and Sweden are drawing closer to the Soviet Union. We'll have to see if they can put pressure on them later in this meeting. But there we are, Erik Stenlund and Per-Olof Serenius get the 5 points in heat number 24. So there, after heat number 24, we take a look at the score chart. As the ice is regraded here in Assen, Holland, we see the USSR on top on 39 points, but just look in second place, Sweden coming very, very close. Just 4 points between them now. Sweden on 35. And then in third place, Czechoslovakia on 28. 1 point clear of Finland, who are in fourth place on 27. And Holland in fifth place on 15. That's after heat number 24. So here we go then with heat number 25, which features the Netherlands versus the Soviet Union. Cheek Butsma in red, Robert Munnekom in blue for the Netherlands, and Vitaly Ruskic in white, and Yuri Ivanov in yellow and black for the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union currently on 39, and the Netherlands on 15. So wait to see if the Russian pair can get out of the gate, so to speak, and make their presence felt and get a good lead by the time they're in that first bend. Starting marshal happy, green light goes on. And away they go, and it is the rider in white, Ruskic, who drives into the first bend. Ivanov comes around the outside of Cheek Butsma, but Butsma does a good turn and is not that far behind Ivanov at the moment. Ivanov now begins to take clear of Butsma, but it was really a good ride by the Netherlands rider. He's not that far behind the former world champion. Ruskic in first place, Ivanov second, Butsma in third. Lifts slightly down the back straight. Loses a little bit of ground on Ivanov. But Ruskic it is, with 2 laps gone, beginning to extend his lead over his fellow countrymen. Ivanov now extends that lead again over Cheek Butsma, who's in third place. So one would have expected this result, but it's not been no easy ride for Ivanov. He's had to shake off Butsma in the first 2 laps of this race. So down the back straight for the final time is Vitaly Ruskic, the 27-year-old from the Soviet Union, who looks as though he's going to get 3 more points to his individual tally and 3 points to the Soviet Union as he wins. 2 to Ivanov, who looks over his shoulder to see that Cheek Butsma gets the point for the Netherlands. So 5 more to the Soviet Union, which increases their lead now on 39 points. And 1 to the Netherlands. They're now on 16, or should I say Russia now on 44 points. But it's Vitaly Ruskic there in white who gains the 3 points, and Ivanov in second place who gets 2, and Russia get 5 points in heat number 25. So here we go then with heat number 26, which sees Czechoslovakia versus Sweden. In red, Tony Kwiatkowski. He will go into gate number 1. His partner in blue in gate 3 will be Stanislav Dyk, both of those from Czechoslovakia. And for Sweden, in white in gate 2 is Per-Olof Serenius. And the first ride of day 2 for Sven-Erik Björklund in yellow and black as he goes into gate number 4. Sweden currently in second place on 35, Czechoslovakia in third place on 28. This is heat number 26. Starting marshal calling in Bjorklund a little bit closer. He's now happy, and away they go. And it is Bjorklund on the outside sweeping around, and Serenius is with him at the moment. Serenius and Bjorklund for Sweden, from Klatoski in third place, Stanislav Dyk in fourth. Oh, and Bjorklund drifts very wide, and Klatoski cuts underneath him, and he's through, and now Dyson the lead with Serenius. So a great ride from Klatoski, who comes through the first place. Now Bjorklund and Serenius come back on Klatoski, and Stanislav Dyk is not that far behind either. My word, things beginning to warm up in heat number 26. Serenius and Bjorklund for Sweden, but Klatoski now coming back again. Oh my word, this is ice speedway at its best, and the Swedes and the Czechoslovakians are providing it in heat number 26. 1 lap to go. Bjorklund in first place, Serenius second, Klatoski third. But it's going to be another 5 points if they can stay out of trouble on the last 2 bends. Serenius drifts wide. Can Klatoski do anything? He can't indeed. Bjorklund wins. Serenius is second, Klatoski is third, and Sweden are back in the hunt. 5 points to them, which puts them on 40, and 1 to Czechoslovakia. They're now on 29, and my word, Sweden will be cursing their luck for those engine problems on day 1. But it's definitely the 2 riders from Sweden, Bjorklund and Serenius, who get the 5 points. And they're the 2 men in first and second place in heat number 26. So here we go then for heat number 27, and the first appearance on day 2 of Jarmo Hevosoja from Finland. There he is, our old friend from Finland. Great character on the ice speedway scene, many spectacular races, and you will forget that marvellous race in Grenoble in 1988. Heat number 18 was it? We've seen it so many times, but Jarmo Hevosoja really took on the Russians on that occasion, not once, not twice, but 3 times before he took the checker flag. So the full lineup for heat number 27. In red for the Netherlands is Robert Munnekom. He will go into gate 1. His partner in blue in gate 3 is Gerrit Ruck. And for Finland in white is Jarmo Hevosoja. He goes into gate number 2. And his partner in yellow and black in gate 4 will be Peter Nebo. The Hevosoja, as you remember, took a nasty tumble on day 1. Heat number 10, luckily okay to continue, but it did a lot of stuffing out of him. He's a wary old character, he takes the knocks, and he's back in action on day 2. So at the moment, Finland on 27, and the Netherlands on 16, and this is heat number 27. Started marshal happy. The tapes rise and away they go, and it is Hevosoja as expected, gets to the first bend. Nebo is there with him. So Finland in 1 and 2 at the moment. Munnekom in 3rd place, Ruck in 4th place. Here comes Robert Munnekom to try and put some pressure on Peter Nebo. With 1 lap gone, Hevosoja is unaware of what's happening behind him. He's got a fair lead at the moment. Nebo is the man that Robert Munnekom is trying to put pressure on, and he's getting very, very close, driving around the outside. Can't do it on that bend. 2 laps gone. Hevosoja first place. Nebo now coming under intense pressure from Robert Munnekom in red. Would it be better to try the inside line? He's still trying with the outside. Coming on the outside of Peter Nebo. Very, very close, with 1 lap to go in heat number 27. So Jarmo Hevosoja down the back straight for the final time, but here comes Robert Munnekom. Has to shut off his Nebo drifts out wide. So around the final 2 bends of this particular heat, it's going to be Jarmo Hevosoja that takes the checker flag, but Nebo holds on to 2nd place. In 3rd place is Robert Munnekom for the Netherlands, and a good ride from him. But it's Finland that collect the 5 points, and they now go on to 32, and the Netherlands get just 1 point. They're now on 17 points. But it's Jarmo Hevosoja who gets back to winning ways in convincing style, and his partner Peter Nebo makes it 5 points to Finland in heat number 27. So heat number 28 sees Czechoslovakia take on the current leaders, the Soviet Union. Yuri Ivanov in red, Nikolai Neshenko in blue, Bronislav Frank white, and Stanislav Dyk in yellow and black. So I wonder if the Czechoslovakian team can put any pressure on the Soviet Union. So far, collected maximum 10 points from their 2 heats on day 2, but this could be a slightly different story in heat number 28. Green light goes on. Tapes rise and away they go. And it is the rider in yellow, Stanislav Deek, who drives around the outside of it at the moment. Stanislav Deek now being taken by Yuri Ivanov. Lishchenko back in 4th place, which is not good news for the Soviet Union, but good news for Sweden, because if Russia can drop some points in this race, they're back in the hunt. Ivanov it is in front, Stanislav Deek in 2nd place, Bronislav Frank 3rd, and Nikolai Lishchenko, of course, the recent world champion, back in 4th place at the moment. Oh, but my word! Frank makes a terrible, terrible mistake, now nearly comes down, and Lishchenko is through to 3rd place. Now, can he make up any ground on the warrior warhorse from Czechoslovakia, Stanislav Deek? Ivanov in 1st place, Deek in 2nd, Lishchenko 3rd with 1 lap to go. Ivanov going down the back straight for the final time. Stanislav Deek holding on to 2nd place and look as though he can do it. Lishchenko back in 3rd, but as they come round the final 2 bends, it's Ivanov that wins. Stanislav Deek in 2nd place, Lishchenko in 3rd, so Russia drop their first points of day 2, and they drop it to Czechoslovakia. But my word, if Bronislav Frank could have stayed out of trouble, it could have been oh so different. But Yuri Ivanov gets the 3 points, Lishchenko 1, so 4 points to the Soviet Union, they're now on 48, 2 to Czechoslovakia, they're on 31. But it's Yuri Ivanov, the winner of heat number 28. So after heat number 28, let's take a look at the scoreboard, and there we see the USSR in 1st place on 48 points. In 2nd place, still are Sweden on 40 points, but beginning to draw clear now of the 3rd place team who've come into the reckoning. That's Finland on 32 points, Czechoslovakia on 31, and Holland in 5th place on 17. This is heat number 29, Sweden on 40 and Finland 32. And away they go, and it is Hivasoy who lifts coming out of the start, and Stenlund it is who gets to the 1st bend with his partner. So Sweden at the moment in front, but Hivasoy is going to have something to say about that as he sweeps underneath Bjorklund. Oh my word, it's getting awfully close. Hivasoy takes out Bjorklund, and Rakiako comes through as well. Stenlund in 1st place, Hivasoy taking Bjorklund out and brought his partner through, which is a good move for Finland. Bjorklund now back in 4th place. Stenlund with 2 laps gone. Now can Hivasoy mount a challenge on him? Hivasoy now cutting inside Stenlund. Oh, it's very, very close, but can't quite do it. The battle really is for 3rd and 4th place, where Urkiaku is trying to keep out Sven-Erik Bjorklund with 1 lap to go. And now Bjorklund comes underneath, Urkiaku can't do it. Stenlund in front, Hivasoy 2nd, Urkiaku 3rd, and now Bjorklund having a last go at Urkiaku for the valuable 3rd place. It's all points at this stage of the competition. Stenlund wins, Hivasoy gets 2nd place. Oh, and it's awfully close on the line. We'll have to wait for the referee to split those 2. But there's no doubt about the winner. That's Erik Stenlund, who gets 3 more points to his individual tally. Jarmo Hivasoy is in 2nd place, and we've got to wait for the referee to split the 2 minor places. Sven-Erik Bjorklund and, of course, Urkiaku dicing for 3rd place. But Erik Stenlund, the winner of heat number 29. Well, Bjorklund getting the verdicts on the line for heat number 29, so 4 points to Sweden and 2 for Finland. This is heat number 30 coming up, which features Czechoslovakia versus the Netherlands. Bronislav Frank red, Tony Kotowski blue, Cheap Butsma white, and Gerrit Rook in yellow and black. Heat number 30. Green light goes on, and the tapes rise. And Bronislav Frank and Gerrit Rook dice for the lead, and also the rider in blue comes underneath him, Kotowski. He really is having a good season on the ice, is Tony Kotowski. But it's the rider in red, Bronislav Frank, there losing it to the rider in white, Cheat Botsma, who's having an exceptionally good World Team Cup final. Botsma for the Netherlands, holding on to second place at the moment. Bronislav Frank in third place. Tony Kratowski still in front. Cheat Botsma still in second place. But now all of a sudden coming through is Bronislav Frank. Frank is through to second place. Cheat Botsma now in third, but it has been an exceptionally good ride from him. He kept Stanislav Deek at bay for 2 laps, which is some feat, with 1 lap to go in heat number 30. Tony Kratowski, a long way clear of the pack. His partner in red, Bronislav Frank, in second place. Now in yellow, Garrett Rook coming through to take Cheat Botsma. But it's going to be an easy win for the rider in blue, which is Tony Kratowski. Second place, Bronislav Frank, makes it 5 points to Czechoslovakia. And in third place for the Netherlands was the rider in white, Cheat Botsma. So a good ride there for Czechoslovakia. They gained the 5 points out of this heat. So they now go on to 36, 1 to the Netherlands. They're now on 18, but it's Tony Kratowski, the man from behind the Iron Curtain, who wins heat number 30. So heat number 31, which features Finland versus the Soviet Union. Nikolai Nashenko in yellow and black, and Ruskic in white for the Soviet Union. And there he is, the current world champion, Nikolai Nashenko, 30 years of age, from Siberia, exceptionally well in that Almaty World Individual Final. And who will ever forget heat number 31 in his scrap with Yuri Ivanov. So they're paired against Pedro Nebo and Urquiaco, but it looks like the Finnish team manager could be making a change in this particular heat. Looks like Hivasoya coming into gate 1 in red to me. Urquiaco still in blue in gate 3, but that does look like Jarmo Hivasoya in red for Finland. Yes, Hivasoya in red coming in is the replacement for Pedro Nebo. So Hivasoya and Urquiaco, the two for Finland, against Vitaly Ruskic and Nikolai Nashenko. Tapes rise and away they go. Hivasoya it is with Nashenko. Hivasoya on the inside, Nashenko on the outside. It's Hivasoya that straightens up first, but coming underneath him is Vitaly Ruskic. Hivasoya in front just at the moment, but just look how close it's getting out there. Hivasoya with 1 lap gone is in front. Vitaly Ruskic is in second place. Nikolai Nashenko third. But it really hasn't been a great World Team Cup debut for Nashenko. And it's Hivasoya at the moment who's leading the pack. And this will be good news for Sweden, who's waiting in the rings. They want Russia to drop as many points as they can, and Hivasoya is doing them the favour in heat number 31. Hivasoya is still in front from Ruskic second. Nashenko still in third place with 1 lap to go. Ruskic coming up now to try and mount a last-ditch effort on Hivasoya, but he can't really make up any ground. Hivasoya is too wise for that particular move. He sweeps around the final 2 bends, and he comes out to take the checker flag. It's Hivasoya that wins. Ruskic is in second place. Nashenko third, and the crowd go absolutely crazy here in ASSEN as the Soviet Union drops some points. Hivasoya looks over his shoulder. He's got the 3 points for Finland, 3 points to the Soviet Union. But my word, is Hivasoya that brings Sweden back into this World Team Championship, as he's the winner of heat number 31. So, heat number 32, which features the Netherlands versus Sweden. Garrett Rook rides in red, Cheat Botsma blue, Per-Olof Stronius in white, and Erik Stenlund in yellow and black. We'll just have to wait and see if Erik Stenlund comes out. Perhaps it might be wise to give the reserve Sven-Erik Björklund an extra outing. Give Stenlund a rest. Put him out against the Russians later on. Bo Wetterand, the Swedish team manager, pulling all the strings. He desperately wants his country to get up and put a bit of pressure on the Soviet Union. So we're just waiting now to see who will come out to wear that yellow and black helmet colour. Stronius is already out on the circuit at the moment. Sweden have 44 points. And they'll be looking for 5 out of heat number 32, that's a sure fact. Stronius and Björklund both suffering from engine problems on day 1, but it is Stenlund that comes out. So Stenlund it is who takes his place in heat number 32. So it's Garrett Rook riding in red, Cheat Botsma blue, Per-Olive Serenius white and Erik Stenlund in yellow and black. This is heat number 32. And away they go, and it's a drive into the first turn, but Stenlund is already there. Serenius tucked in behind him. So the Swedes 1 and 2 at the moment, and Serenius takes the lead from Stenlund. I'm sure Stenlund won't be too concerned about that. The main thing is that Sweden get the 5 points from this particular heat. Serenius in first place, Stenlund second, then it's Ryder in blue, which is Cheap Butsma third, and Garrett Rook back in fourth place. Stenlund now comes through to take the lead with 2 laps gone. Serenius is on the outside of him, so this is Swedish team racing to the forefront. Stenlund in first place, looks over his shoulder. Serenius on the outside of him. Well, they've been together for a long, long time as this pairing came through the semi-final stage in Lezouche, and of course Erik Stenlund and Per-Olive Serenius, part of that team partnership that came second in last year's Grenoble final on a total of 54 points behind Russia. So around the final 2 bends of heat number 32, it's going to be Stenlund that gets to the checker flag just in front of Serenius, and then back in third place, a long, long way back in third place, is a rider in red, that is Garrett Rook. So 5 points to Sweden, with Stenlund getting the 3 points. That puts them now on to 49 points, and 1 to the Netherlands. They're now on to 19, and Sweden are gnawing at the straws of the Soviet Union, are in first place at the moment. It's Erik Stenlund wins heat number 32. So at the interval stage on day 2 of this World Team Ice Racing Championship here in Assen, Holland, the score chart is as follows. In first place at the moment, the Soviet Union on 51 points, but just look at the gap now between the second team, Sweden, who have come back into things. They're just 2 points behind on 49 points. In third place are Finland on 37, just 1 point clear of Czechoslovakia, who are in fourth place on 36. And in fifth place are Holland on 19 points. That's after heat number 32, the interval stage on day 2. So here we go with heat number 33. Finland versus Czechoslovakia. In red for Finland, Urki Aku, blue, Jarmo Hevasoja, white, Stanislav Dijk and Bronislav Frank in yellow for Czechoslovakia. This is heat number 33. Tapes rise and away they go, and it is Hevasoja who gets to the first bend in front. Hevasoja, Urki Aku does very well to come under sun. Stanislav Dijk is there in white. Bronislav Frank back in fourth place. My word, Stanislav Dijk is riding very well. They came out to try and challenge Hevasoja, fails to do it on that occasion. Hevasoja with his favourite outside sweep. Still Stanislav Dijk in second place, Urki Aku third, and Bronislav Frank a long, long way back at the moment. But it is Jarmo Hevasoja who is in first place, there's no doubt about that. Second place is Stanislav Dijk, third place is Urki Aku, and Bronislav Frank way, way back in fourth place. But they're coming around to take the flag for 1 more lap to go. Hevasoja looks fairly set for 3 more points, but the battle really is for second and third place. Stanislav Dijk coming under increasing pressure from Urki Aku. The last 2 bends, Urki is going to have to do something out of the ordinary as he streaks around the outside of Stanislav Dijk. It's going to be a race to line. Hevasoja wins, but who gets there is just Stanislav Dijk, who holds on to second place. In third place is Urki Aku. Oh my word, what a race to the line there from the 2 people behind him. Stanislav Dijk just gets there. Urki Aku in third place. So 4 points to Finland, 2 to Czechoslovakia. Finland now on 41, Czechoslovakia 38. But it's Jarmo Hevasoja for Finland who wins heat number 33. So after heat number 33, it's getting very, very close out there. The USSR on 51, Sweden 49, Finland 41, Czechoslovakia 38, and then Holland on 19. Very, very close indeed. So here we go with heat number 34, which sees the Soviet Union versus Sweden, the big one. This is the one we've all been waiting for, when Erik Stenlund takes on the Russians. Well, it's a change in red, because placing Vitaly Druskic is Yuri Ivanov. He comes in red, Nikolai Nashenko in blue, and then it's Erik Stenlund in white, and Per-Olive Serenius in yellow and black. This is heat number 34. with Sweden on 49 points and the Soviet Union on 51. So those two riders in gates 1 and 2, Nishenko, the current world champion, in gate 2 in white, the previous world champion Erik Stenlund, and just throw in Yuri Ivanov in red, and you see we've got a great strapping prospect. Heat number 34. Away they goes, the tapes rise, and it is Stenlund who gets the first bend in front. Erik Stenlund's there, Nikolai Nishenko in second place, Yuri Ivanov third, and Karol Sorenius fourth. But my word, this happened on day 1 in heat number 1, when Erik Stenlund showed the new world champion the way home. Can he repeat the dose? 1 lap gone, it's Stenlund just. From Nishenko second, now Yuri Ivanov coming into the reckoning, coming up on his fellow countryman. So Sweden first, Russia second, Russia third with 2 laps gone, and it's getting very, very close. Stenlund taking the outside line, but now coming under increasing pressure from the 2 Soviet riders. Nishenko just in second place, Ivanov in third, but Stenlund goes very wide again as he takes the flag. Nishenko comes up alongside him. Stenlund it is who likes to sweep round the outside, but he can't really afford to do it as he loses out to Nishenko, who comes through. But now Stenlund's back on him. Nishenko on the outside, Stenlund on the inside. It's going to be a race to the line, but it's going to be away before Nishenko gets there. Erik Stenlund is in second place. Yuri Ivanov is back in third place. So honours, you could say, over the course of the 2 days have been shared. Stenlund wins the first bout in day 1. Nishenko returns the dose on day 2. So it's Nikolai Nishenko who gets the 3 points as he wins the great scrap in heat number 34. So here we go then for heat number 35, which sees Czechoslovakia versus Finland. And in red is Peter Nebo. That looks very much like Jarmo Hevesoja, though, coming into gate number 1 in red. It's Hevesoja red. His partner in blue will be Urki Ako. And then in white we have Tony Kotowski. And in yellow and black it looks like Stanislav Dyk coming in as well. So it's all change in heat number 35. Away they go, first time at Hevesoja it is, drives on the inside. Hevesoja and joined by his partner Urki Ako, but all of a sudden it's Tony Kotowski in white who comes up underneath Hevesoja. Now look at them dicing for the lead. Hevesoja on the outside, Kotowski on the inside. Stanislav Dyk comes through to take third place from Urki Ako. Now can Kotowski come up on Hevesoja? No, he can't do that side. Stanislav Dyk comes up to put pressure on his fellow countryman and perhaps come up to challenge Hevesoja. Oh, but very nearly comes down, which gives Urki Ako some chance to gain that third place again. But Hevesoja now beginning to stretch away from the Czech pairing. A couple of bouncing Czechs, you could say, behind him. Still Hevesoja in first place. Kotowski second, Stanislav Dyk third with 1 lap to go. Hevesoja having things fairly all his own way as he goes down the back straight for the final time. And the final 2 bends, Urki Ako mounting the challenge for third place, but Hevesoja comes out, he wins. Second place, Kotowski, a race to the line, but it's just the rider in yellow and black, Stanislav Dyk, who manages to hold on. So 3 points to Finland, 3 to Czechoslovakia. Finland now on 44, Czechoslovakia go on to 41. And dear old Jarmo Hevesoja doing it again as he wins heat number 35. So heat number 36 sees the Netherlands versus the Soviet Union. In red is Gerrit Ruk, in blue Cheat Botsma for the Netherlands, in white Vitaly Ruskic, and Nikolai Nishenko in yellow and black on gate number 4. Nishenko doing the good work in heat number 34. Let's see if he can repeat the dose in heat number 36. As the tapes rise, and straight away it's Nishenko who looks across to see that Ruskic has made the gate with him. So Ruskic on the inside, Nishenko on the outside, and coming up in blue, it is Gerrit Ruk. Cheat Botsma, should I say, come out to put pressure on the world champion, which is a little bit of a surprise to say the least. Botsma in blue on the inside and coming coming through to take the world champion. And the Dutch crowd going absolutely wild with delight. But it's Ivanov in first place. Botsma second, Nishenko third. As he comes through, he has indeed. The world champion is now through. Ruskic on the outside, Nishenko on the inside, but in fair play, Cheat Botsma ride an exceptionally good race to keep the world champion out for more than 1.5 laps. 1 lap to go in heat number 36. Vitaly Ruskic now going to his favourite outside line. Nishenko on the inside, down the back straight for the final time. Ruskic, Nishenko, Butsma, and Nishenko is down. Ruskic wins. Second place is going to be Chait Butsma, and in third place, Garrett Rook, in that order. But we've lost Nikolai Nishenko, who took a very, very uneasy tumble there. Thankfully, he's on his feet and probably saying, what did I do wrong? Well, you fell off, sir, and you've lost your country some points, but at least the Soviet Union can gain 3 points, as Vitaly Ruskic is the winner of heat number 36. Well, there we see Vitaly Ruskic pushing his machine back to the pits, and that fall has cost his country some valuable points. We'll have to wait now to see if Sweden can come up and push them for first place. So there we see the score charts after heat number 36, with just 4 heats to go in this World Team Ice Speedway final from Assen in Holland. And the USSR with one hand on that trophy, you could say, on 58 points at the moment. In second place, Sweden on 51. In third place, Finland on 44. In fourth place, Czechoslovakia on 41. And there in fifth place, Holland on 22. So 4 heats to go in this World Team Ice Speedway Championship of 1989. Well, here we go then for heat number 37, the final 4 heats of this 1989 World Team Ice Speedway Championship. This is the Netherlands versus Sweden. In red is Per-Olof Serenius. In blue, Sven-Erik Björklund. They're both for Sweden. And for the Netherlands, in white is Robert Munnekom, and in yellow-black is Chait Butsma. This is heat number 37. In 4 heats' time, we should know who's the World Team Champions of 1989. Starting marshal's happy, and away they go, and it's straight away it is Serenius and Björklund who get to the first bend in front. Serenius, Björklund and Chait Butsma in that order. Butsma coming up to put pressure on the Swedes, but can't quite. Oh, we've lost the rider in yellow, Chait Butsma, in spectacular style. Will the race be stopped, or can he get up in time? It's still Serenius and Björklund at the moment down the back straight. Serenius lifts, carries on. Björklund in second place, coming up to go around the outside of him. They've managed to get the rider and bike off the track, which is good news. So heat number 37 continues. Robert Munnekom in third place, but it should be, and we say should be because these two had mechanical problems on day one. Björklund pulling out his cutout and Serenius blowing the top out of his piston, which has cost Sweden dearly in points total in this World Team final. But down the back straight for the final time in heat number 37, it's Sven-Erik Björklund from Per-Olof Serenius, and these two look set for 5 points for Sweden, and it's Björklund who comes up to take the checker flag as he wins. Second place is Serenius. Then a long way back in third place, it's Robert Munnekom for the Netherlands. So there he is, Sven-Erik Björklund and Serenius, who get the 5 points. That puts Sweden on 56, 1 to the Netherlands, they're on 23. But good old Sven-Erik Björklund for Sweden gets the 3 points as he wins heat number 37. So here we go then with heat number 38, which sees Finland versus the Soviet Union. Ivanov red, Nikolai Nishenko blue, Jarno Hevasoya in yellow and black, and Peter Nebo in white. So can Hevasoya do it again on the Soviet Union as the tapes rise on heat number 38? Hevasoya between the two Russians, Nishenko on the outside, Ivanov on the inside, and it is the two Russians who are in front at the moment. Hevasoya is going to have to come from the back, which we know he is well capable of doing. It's getting awfully close out there. Ivanov just in front, looks over his shoulder on the outside, sees that Hevasoya is coming around the outside of him. Hevasoya drifts wide. I mean, Ivanov takes him very wide, and these two Russians know exactly what they got to do. But can Hevasoya do what he did in Grenoble in '88? It's Ivanov at the moment. Nishenko in second place. Hevasoya third. Hevasoya now trying to come up alongside Nishenko. He can't do it. Now he comes up alongside Nishenko. Oh my word, it's getting awfully close out there. Nishenko regains second place. It is Ivanov in first place. Nishenko second. Hevasoya third. as they go down the back straight for the final time. Now Ivasoya comes up on the outside of Nishenko. It's a race to line, and Ivanov has done it. Nishenko is second. Ivasoya is third. But my word, it was all happening in those 4 laps of ice speedway action. Yuri Ivanov there comes up and shakes the hand of Ivasoya. They've had so much track action in the past few years. They know what it's all about. It's winning and losing, but it's the winners are Russia. They get the 5 points from heat number 38. And Ivanov is the man who crosses checker flag in first place. So with just 2 heats remaining of this World Team Ice Racing Championship here in ASSEN, Holland, we see that the USSR have won the 1989 Team Championship on 63 points. It's now a battle for the minor places. Sweden are on 56, Finland 45, Czechoslovakia 41, and Holland on 23. Just 2 heats to go. So here we go with heat number 39, which sees Sweden and the Netherlands, and a chance for Sweden to get into second place, just 2 points behind the Soviet Union if they can get 5 points out of this particular heat. For them, in red is Sven-Erik Bjorklund. In blue, his partner is Erik Stenlund. And for the Netherlands, in white is Gerrit Ruck. And his partner in yellow and black will be Robert Mannekom. So Sweden have done exceptionally well, and as I say, if they get the 5 points out of this particular heat and finish on 61, 2 points behind the Soviet Union, then they will be cursing their luck for those engine problems on day one. They could well have been the team champions of 1989. But that's all ifs and all buts in ice speedway. It's all about finishing that checker flag in first place, and your engine has got to keep going for 4 laps. So here we go with heat number 39. Bjorklund red, Stenlund blue, Ruck white, and Mannekom coming in yellow and black. Starting marshal calling them in. He's now happy, the green light's on, and away they go, and it is blue Stenlund who gets the first bend in front. Stenlund in front of Bjorklund. Now Bjorklund coming up to take the lead. As expected this was, that Sweden would be the early pace leaders. Holland fighting for third and fourth at the moment. It's yellow, Robert Mannekom holding on at the moment from Gerrit Ruck. But Sven-Erik Bjorklund in front. Erik Stenlund will not be too concerned about that. He'll be just satisfied with the 2 points, and basically Sweden getting the 5 points and finishing second place. Stenlund making his return to the International Ice Speed Arena after tragically breaking his hand in Frankfurt in the individual quarter-final, and how we missed his talent in Alma-Ata. So, looking good for Sweden. 1 lap to go. Bjorklund in first place. Stenlund second. Robert Mannekom still holding on to third place for the Netherlands, but it's down the back straight for the final time. And Sven-Erik Bjorklund, who has proved more than a good reserve for the Swedish team in '89. He comes up to take the checker flag as he wins. Stenlund does a wheelie as he gets second place. A long, long way back in third place is Robert Mannekom. So Sweden finish this team championship. And there we have Bjorklund, a very happy man, and Erik Stenlund, I should imagine, as well. They finish with 5 points, which gives them a tally over the 2 days of 61, just 2 points behind the Soviet Union. And it's Sven-Erik Bjorklund and Erik Stenlund who bring 5 points to Sweden in heat number 39. So there we are with just 1 heat to go. We see that Russia have retained the title of World Team Champions in 1989 on 63 points, but Sweden have finished second place on 61 points, just those 2 points, and who would believe it? Sweden really have pushed the Soviet Union in 1989, and as bar for those 1 or 2 engine problems, could well have been team champions this particular year. Finland on 45, Czechoslovakia on 41, and Holland on 24.